咁我哋可以開始今日嘅講座啦。首先好多謝各位家長同埋同學啦，出席我哋今日嘅講座嘅。咁我哋今日嘅講座啦，就係同 Ontario Tech 嘅大學啦，去有一個合作嘅聯合諮詢日啦，就係主要講呢一間大學咧點樣去培育工程系嘅人才嘅。咁我就係 Ontario eSchool 嘅 counselor 啦，我就係 Yoyo。咁我哋今日都好榮幸邀請到安寧啦，咁佢就係嚟自 Ontario Tech 嘅代表，咁佢陣間都會同我哋做下一啲嘅 introduction 啊，同埋講下一啲關於 admission 嘅要求咁樣嘅。咁喺開始之前咧，我哋今日講座嘅內容啦，就主要會圍繞住首先就係介紹一下我哋學校啦，同埋我哋呢一個文憑有啲咩特別啦。咁跟住就會講下究竟加拿大升學有啲咩優勢咧？咁然之後點樣可以幫助到小朋友去升讀全球唔同嘅大學，同埋最後就係 Ontario Tech 嘅一啲簡介咁樣嘅。咁首先介紹一下我哋學校先啦。咁我哋學校咧就係叫做 Ontario eSchool，全名就係加拿大安省網上中學。咁咧我哋喺07年嘅時候咧就喺加拿大嘅安省當地成立咗啦。咁就主要係提供翻一啲網上嘅高中課程嘅。咁而我哋所提供嘅文憑咧就叫做 OeS，全名即係 Ontario Secondary School Diploma。咁喺16年嘅時候咧，就見到亞洲區呢邊有啲學生嘅需要啦，咁所以就喺香港呢一度咧成立咗一個亞洲區嘅校務處，咁就係專係收一啲亞洲區嘅學生嘅。咁去到18年嘅時候咧，我哋就同香港嘅體委會合作啦，就係主要推出一啲青少年精英獎學計劃。咁咧呢個獎學計劃咧，其實就係專係俾一啲嘅運動員學生啦，咁佢哋就可以同時間兼顧翻 training 同埋上堂咁樣嘅。咁而上年咧，我哋就同咗本地嘅傳統中學啦，就合作推出一啲雙文憑嘅課程。咁陣間都會再講多少少嘅。咁首先咧，我哋係一間網上中學啦，咁就主要係提供翻由中三去到中六嘅一啲學分制嘅課程啦。咁其實呢兩張 cert 咧就非常之重要嘅，因為當學生咧佢完成晒所有 program 之後咧，佢哋就會攞到呢兩張嘅證書啦。首先第一張呢張藍色嘅咧就係佢嘅成績表，上邊咧就會記錄咗個學生讀過啲乜嘢科啦，同埋佢嘅成績。咁而呢一邊另外嗰邊嘅畢業證書咧，就係佢完成晒成個 program 之後會有嘅畢業證書嚟嘅。咁呢兩張證書有啲咩咁特別之處咧？就係呢兩張證書都係由安省嘅教育局去授權頒發嘅，就唔係由學校出嘅。咁同香港好唔同嘅地方就係咧，香港嘅成績表啦，同埋佢嘅畢業證書咧，都係由你喺畢業嗰間學校度俾你嘅。但係我哋嘅畢業證書咧，就係由安省嘅教育局咧去出俾你。咁所以咧個認受性咧都相對地高，同埋啲大學都會見到啊，你呢個係嚟自 Ontario 嗰邊嘅學校噶喎，咁樣嘅。咁所以咧，憑住嗰兩張 cert 咧，基本上我哋嘅學生都係可以報到世界各地唔同嘅大學嘅，譬如係加拿大啦、唔同嘅省份啦、香港啦、英國啦咁樣嘅。咁而我哋去報大學嘅嗰個方法咧，就已經再唔係好似傳統咁樣用公開考試去報啦。我哋就係用小朋友佢喺中六嗰6科嘅平均成績去報大學嘅。咁究竟喺加拿大升學有啲咩優勢咧？首先第一樣嘢就係好似頭先所講啦，我哋係冇公開考試嘅。冇公開考試嘅意思即係話咧，其實小朋友佢升讀大學同埋入到啲咩大學咩科咧，全部都係睇翻佢哋係中六嗰一年6科嘅平均成績。咁你可能會問啦，究竟冇公開考試係咪真係 OK 㗎？因為香港又有 DSE 啦，內地又有高考啦，咁然之後可能英國又有 IB 啦，咁其實究竟冇公開考試係咪真係 OK 㗎？其實喺安省當地咧，已經係100年嘅歷史都唔需要公開考試去入大學嘅。咁其實每一科大概嗰個計法啦，就會係70% 係做功課，然之後30% 就係嗰一科嘅考試，咁樣去計算同學仔每一科嘅成績，再去拉翻出嚟做一個平均分去報大學，咁就已經再唔係好似傳統嗰種觀念咁，要考完公開試先至可以報大學嘅。 咁我哋呢一個文憑啦，去報翻譬如安省嘅大學有啲咩特別嘅優勢咧？就係其實學生只要係用呢一個文憑畢業，即係 OSSD 畢業，無論佢係揸乜嘢護照都好，佢都係用本地生101嘅渠道去報讀安省嘅大學嘅。咁咧，而且呢一個渠道咧，係講緊當地嘅大學，大概有7至8成嘅學位咧，都係留翻俾呢一啲大學嘅學生啦。咁所以咧，相對嚟講咧，佢哋嘅嗰個比較容易可以入到呢一啲大學嘅。咁剩翻嗰啲20至30%咧，就係俾海外生嘅。但係海外生咧，其實唔係淨係講緊可能係考 DSE 啊，或者係世界各地嘅同學仔喎，係講緊譬如個學生佢係喺 BC 省度讀嘅。佢過嚟呢邊安省報大學咧，佢都係行我海外生路線嘅。咁所以其實本地生咧係睇翻小朋友用乜嘢嘅 diploma 畢業，而如果佢係用我哋嘅 diploma 畢業嘅話咧，無論佢係咩護照，佢都係行101本地生嘅。咁究竟我哋學校點樣可以幫到小朋友去入讀佢自己心儀嘅大學咧？其實香港咧好傳統嘅就係譬如你 DSE 揀科啦，咁通常就係分文科、商科或者理科啦。咁但係究竟小朋友佢喺中三嗰一年揀完嗰一科，或者唔係叫做佢揀啦，可能係成績咁樣派啦。究竟係咪佢自己中意嗰一科咧？究竟佢第時大學係咪想讀翻啲相關嘅科目咧？好多時候咧都唔係嘅。咁但係我哋嘅課程咧最大唔同之處就係我哋唔係睇小朋友嘅成績去俾佢揀科嘅，我哋主要係睇翻佢嘅興趣啦。譬如係佢第時大學佢想做啲乜嘢咧，佢想讀啲咩科咧，咁我哋就會根據翻呢個興趣去幫佢去睇翻究竟佢適合讀啲咩選修科嘅。咁譬如呢一度咧，就有一啲係由中三去到中六嘅課程啦。你會見到咧，其實我哋去到中六嘅時候咧，有啲好特別嘅科嘅，譬如係 computer science 啦，譬如係 earth and space science 啦，有啲係 law 啊，甚至乎係一啲叫做 world culture 嘅科咧。其實呢啲都係俾學生喺入 U 之前提早睇一睇，究竟呢一啲科係咪適合自己，咁然之後再俾佢哋揀佢哋嘅未來路向嘅。咁學生咧，其實如果想讀呢個 program 嘅話咧，佢哋有幾種方法可以去讀嘅。譬如第一種啦，就係兼讀啦。咁兼讀嘅意思咧，其實就係話緊小朋友佢可以繼續喺而家間學校讀書，但係同時間咧就可以可能喺暑假啊，或者係一啲長假期嘅時候咧，就嚟我哋呢邊讀1至2科。咁最後咧，然之後就喺中六嘅時候喺我哋呢邊讀翻6科去報大學咁樣樣嘅。譬如好似呢個同學仔咁樣樣啦，佢咧其實本身係最想入嘅科咧，就係譬如係一啲medicine 啊，即係醫科啊或者 nursing 呢一啲啦。咁佢喺佢自己間學校咧，就本身讀緊書嘅，即係喺香港嘅學校讀緊書嘅。咁於是咧，佢喺中五嗰一年咧，就選擇首先兼讀我哋嘅課程。咁所以你會見到咧，佢喺中五嘅時候咧，淨係讀咗2科嘅啫，就係英文同埋數學。然之後咧，去到中六嘅時候咧，佢就全職讀我哋呢一啲科啦，咁就讀翻6科，用我哋嘅成績去報大學。咁最後咧，其實佢係攞到 ConU 啦、UT 同埋 Manchester 嘅 offer 嘅。咁就譬如有啲同學仔咧，佢會選擇全職去讀我哋呢個 program 啦。咁譬如好似 Ken 咁啦，Ken 咧其實佢係一個運動員學生嚟嘅。咁佢就因為真係好忙啦，佢係菲律賓嘅冰球國家隊啦。咁所以其實佢要兼顧 training，再加埋讀書咧，對佢嚟講咧係非常之辛苦嘅。咁但係因為我哋嘅課程比較 flexible 啦，可以 depends 翻我小朋友嘅嗰個progress，去幫佢哋讀幾多科啊，或者點樣讀啊，都可以同佢哋傾嘅。咁所以咧，其實 Ken 呢個情況咧，佢係最想入 business 啦。咁於是我哋就幫佢安排咗一啲相關嘅科目俾佢讀。咁最後咧，其實佢係攞到譬如加拿大啦，甚至乎澳洲嘅 offer 嘅。咁頭先一開始都有講過咧，其實我哋上年開始啦，就有同唔同嘅大學啦中學啦合作一啲雙文憑嘅課程嘅。咁譬如咧，有啲學生咧，佢哋就係本身係諗住考 DSE 或者 IB 嘅，佢哋成績都可能唔錯嘅，但係咧就係爭咁啲選修科。譬如好似呢個學生咁，佢咧其實最想入咧就係 kinesiology。 但係咧，佢喺中學咧嘅選修科淨係得 Bio 同埋 Econ，咁即係話咧，距離佢想要入嘅 kinesiology 咧，仲爭2科嘅必修科。咁於是乎咧，佢就嚟咗我哋學校啦，淨係補翻 chemistry 同埋補翻 calculus，即係微積分。咁咧，然後佢就 combine DSE 再加我哋幾科咧去報大學嘅。咁最後咧，其實佢係攞到 Waterloo 啦、UT 同埋 UBC 嘅 kinesiology offer 嘅。咁其實除咗頭先啲學生之外啦，我哋都有好多唔同嘅學生咧，都有做過好多嘅專訪啦。譬如有啲係運動員學生啦，有啲係佢本身係讀 Band 1學校嘅，但係可能因為留班啦，或者係有啲係佢考完 DSE 可能唔係太理想，咁就過咗嚟我哋呢一邊去讀翻我哋嘅綜合課程去報大學都有嘅。咁咧今日就好榮幸邀請到Ontario Tech 嘅代表啦，咁就嚟咗同我哋分享關於Ontario Tech 嘅一啲 background 啊，同埋一啲嘅 admission requirement 啦。咁喺交個時間俾佢之前咧，咁我就簡單講一講 Ontario Tech 嘅介紹啦。咁首先呢一間學校咧，其實係一間研究型嘅大學嚟嘅，佢就主要都會提供好多唔同嘅體驗式嘅學習機會俾啲學生啦。譬如有一啲係 co-op 嘅 course 啦，有一啲有實習嘅course 啦，咁樣樣嘅。咁而且呢一間嘅大學咧，佢嘅 engineering 同埋 computer science 咧，係喺成個加拿大嚟講咧排名前10嘅。咁如果用我哋嘅文憑去報呢間大學嘅話咧，基本上咧就係頭先所講啦，用中學最好嗰6科嘅平均成績啦，再加埋某一啲科嘅必修科啦，一啲 prerequisites 啦，再加埋 IELTS 就可以報到噶啦。咁咧，其實除咗呢間大學之外啦，我哋都有好多唔同嘅大學咧，都有一啲簡介嘅。咁家長如果有興趣嘅話咧，都可以 download 翻呢個 app 啦。咁呢個叫做 Can App，佢就係主要會講翻，譬如一啲關於加拿大嘅生活啊，同埋教學資訊啦。咁就會提供翻，譬如係一啲學校嘅比較啊、排名啊、地點啊，甚至乎係一啲大學嘅學科資料啊，都會有嘅。咁就可以 download 翻呢個 app 啦，咁就可以見到晒所有嘅資訊噶啦。咁又或者，如果你係更加想了解我哋嘅 program 啦，咁你都可以 WhatsApp 或者打電話去呢個電話號碼度，咁就約翻個時間上嚟同我哋傾偈啦。咁我哋都會就住翻小朋友嘅情況咧，去同你講翻啊，究竟佢應該要點樣讀啊，或者點樣樣做嘅。咁我哋今日咧就邀請到安寧啦，佢就係喺Ontario Tech 嘅代表嚟嘅。咁我哋今日就邀請到佢嚟為我哋介紹一下啦。咁我就將個時間交翻俾佢先。咁我幫佢 share 個 PowerPoint。
So can I be unmuted?
Yes, I will share. Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, just doing a sound check, making sure that it's loud and clear.
Yes, okay. But I think you can talk first, and then I will share your PowerPoint.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Anning, and I am the East Asia Country Manager of Ontario Tech University. And it's a pleasure to be here. Although we're experiencing a little bit technical difficulties, so sorry. I'm unable to share the PowerPoint from my own computer, so Yo-Yo is helping me out. So Ontario Tech, as she has mentioned, is a public research university located in the GTA area. And I have very quick videos to show you, just to give you some, ideas and some concept of what the school is look like and where it's located. Ontario Tech is actually a pretty new university, a pretty young university, I should say, in the Ontario Tech public university system. Oh yeah, here's the video. Could you make sure the sound is also available to the audience? So you have to share the sound.
No problem. I will.
So yeah, just go through a very quick video to have some content about Ontario Tech and what does it look like. I don't know if they're sharing it properly because I'm not hearing it on my end. I don't know if everyone else is hearing it. But yeah, so as I've mentioned, we are a relatively young university in the Ontario education system. The reason why it's being young is because as technology develops, as we all moving forward with the technical based society, so a lot of new programs has emerged throughout this process. And sometimes it's being difficult to have a research or developed in one of the existing universities. So that's why the government pulled all of the fundings and all of the resources and established a new one. So this year we celebrate our 20th birthday. So we're a 20-year-old young university. Don't let that set you back. Actually, there are a lot of great benefits I can share with you. First of all, I'm sorry, Julia, are we stuck on this page? You know what? Why don't you move on to the next page? Maybe you can show it to your audience later when it's available. So the location, as I've mentioned, we're located in the Oshawa area, where is actually at is part of the GTA area. I know some of you guys have heard of Toronto, or maybe you have been there in the past. So like any other major cities, at the beginning it started as a very little tiny center space and then expands into a metropolitan area. So that's where we're located, the #1 metropolitan center of Canada. And this part is located on the east side of Toronto. So it's actually originally they have a lot of manufacturers. So that's why we have a very good and very unique engineering programs, is because of a lot of factories and a lot of manufacture center was put on the east end of Toronto. And as the years goes by, as things developed, now it's becoming a big region called Durham region, and the city we're in is called Oshawa. Don't let it fool you when I talk about city. It's actually quite convenient. Traveling distance between the airport to us is about 45 minutes driving distance. If you get on the GO train or GO bus, depending on traffic, usually it takes you about another 40 minutes or an hour to go to Toronto downtown. So ideally, it's very convenient for a lot of you folks. If you have relatives in the York region or in the Scarborough, Markham, a lot of them students will commute to the campus, and the driving hours is about 30 minutes tops. So location wise, it's very convenient. And also job wise, it's growing. Currently, we're ranked the #1 city for jobs in Canada. The reason why is because there are a lot of manufacturers here, a lot of new technology companies are being developed at this region and being supported by the government. So right now, the Oshawa region, sorry, the Durham region or the Oshawa city is also very prominent in terms of job wise. So moving on to the next page. Yo, hi, please to the next page. A little bit more about Ontario Tech. Even though as a young university, we are receiving immersive government fundings every year to help us develop programs as well as student success. So for example, I don't know these rankings if you understand them or what it means to you, but normally when we go after rankings, the reason why is we're looking for recognition in the societies, right? If I had graduated from a prestige university, I'll be more recognizable and more acceptable when I graduate from the school and when I enter the job market. But actually in Canada is quite different. So for example, the reason why we have so many numbers here, we're ranked #1 among undergraduate universities for social science and humanity grants, ranked #2 for total research dollar, and ranked #3 for service and medical science grants. All of these fundings goes to our students and goes to our program development. So at one of the prestige or big name universities, even though the name is big, but it doesn't really benefit the undergraduate level because there's so many of them. It's very hard for the professors to be able to interact with each one of the students and to be able to help them, on their academic level or personal level. But at Ontario Tech, all of the class sizes are quite small, which means that it gives you enough room to be able to build relationships with your professor and receive, doing interesting projects with them. So as it indicates in the PowerPoint, so all of these grants, research dollars, and medical and science grants, all of these fundings goes to our students. So for example, if you are coming to us for one of the social science programs, and if you have something interested, you'd like to collaborate with one of the professors, we will have the faculty and we will have the resources to help you to achieve that. This may not happen at any other, big name, the top tier universities, but at Ontario Tech, it's definitely achievable. And by doing that, you're not just adding more talk points on your resume, but at the same time, you actually help the student to grow under undergraduate level, to have better grades, to have more experience, to have more interaction, or to be more involved with the professors. And once they have graduated university, they will be able to go on, for example, apply for better grad programs, or to have better job benefits or opportunities. So at the same time, we are, like Yo-Yo had mentioned, we're currently ranked number 3 in Ontario and number 7. It says on 8 on the PowerPoint. That was last year. This year, we have renewed topped ourselves again. We're currently ranked number 7 in Canada as one of the best universities to study engineering. So even though as a young universities, we're receiving a lot of recognition and we're developing ourselves and we're growing very fast in the workforce. So that's something for I'd like to share with everyone. Yes, please, next page. Currently, we have 7 areas of studies. So as a public university, even though, it indicates in our name as a tech university, we're heavily STEM-based school programs. We also have business and social science and humanities. And even though you are doing businesses or, social science, humanity programs, there's always a technology component implanted in your day-to-day work or in your day-to-day studies. For example, medical professions, will they be using computers or technologies in their day-to-day work? Of course, for someone who is an accountant, sitting in their little office doing all of the taxes, probably coming up soon by the end of March. Will they be using computers, calculators, software to help them to run the tax calculations? Of course, yes. So all of the programs at Ontario Tech, we will have a technology component. And moving on to the next. So starting with business, we have multiple business programs for students to choose. And the best part about this is that the smaller class size, it means you will have less competition from your peer students. And at the same time, we're working with over 350 companies and agencies to provide paid internship and capstone opportunities. So you'll be able to study at the same time, gain actual work experience or hands-on experience while you're studying at Ontario Tech. And we strongly encourage our students to participate in some type of, whether it could be internship, it could be capstone, it could be, co-op. It's highly recommended, and it's very popular among some of the international students. So moving on to the next. Computer and technology. That's something we're very proud of. Currently, if you look at any school programs, from a medium size to big size universities, they only have like a handful of computer or technology related program offered on the school program map. Like here at Ontario Tech, we have multiple options for students to choose. You could be interested in digital media study. You could be interested in hardcore programming like computer science or data mining. And you could also be engaged in the game development and interactive media or networking information technology security programs. So we have a lot of different options for you to choose. And for each program, we have fantastic job opportunities and internship opportunities that we have partnerships with. And at the same time, the overall requirement is very friendly to international students. For example, game development and interactive media. This is one of a kind because at most schools, they only have either game development or the illustration or animation, so more focused on the artistic side. But here at Ontario Tech, we have combined everything together because right now, the game industry is booming in Canada, and there's so many people who are already specialized in either drawing on the art side or the programming side. But how to connect these two people together, the art people and the programming people, how to connect them together to make sure they're communicating on the same page and make sure all of the data transfers are available and instant. That's a new career called technical artist. And for this person to be able to do the job, he or she will have to understand game industry, from a very big background. So this is what we provide. And for this program, if students are interested, we don't require portfolio when you submit the application. So we don't require portfolio upfront, but once you have finished with us, you will have like a big thick portfolio because we require any students from this program to do capstone projects with various companies. Another one is networking and information technology securities. This one is also very popular among international students because the truth is it's easy to get a job and easy to get a job at the bank or any other financial agencies because they would need a lot of people to run data server for technology and security purposes. So a lot of our graduates, once they finish with the programs, they're moving on to the financial agencies to do information and networking security related jobs. And other would be, social media and communication or technology management. If anyone is interested in that part, we have a program for it. And for anyone who wants to get involved with AI, unfortunately, we don't really offer anything at the undergraduate level, but integrated mathematics and computer science, or just applied mathematics for science and industry. It would also be a good start for people who are interested of getting into AI. Next. Next to Yo-Yo. Thank you. Engineering. We're currently ranked number 3 in Ontario and number 7 of Canada. And we have, for example, automotive engineering is the only accredited program by the Engineering Board of Canada. So this is the only program that is offered with an automotive engineering related on an undergraduate level. So this is a special unique program. Another one would be nuclear engineering because only Ontario, only Ontario has the resources to have their own reactors or power plants. So that's why we have a direct partnership with OPG, which is Ontario Power Generation, to help a lot of students to get either internship or co-op in the power plant field. And also we have electrical engineering, industrial engineering, manufacture, mechanical, mechatronics, and all that fun kind of things. So for these programs, we have received a lot of recognition from the other schools and from the engineering society. At the same time, the pays are usually higher compared to a student who would get into a finance program, right? So engineering students usually have a very high starting salary once they graduate. And for this program, that's where we're collaborating with some school with the online OSSD school is that, for example, we do require English, mathematics, physics, and chemistry, and all 4 of that. If you're missing one of it, you can take your OSSD online credit and make up for the credits. Next. Sorry, the next. Oh, this is how long is the video? It's a 3-minute video to show you about our OeS lab center. So basically what it is because we have the automotive engineering programs and it's one of a kind, we also do have a OeS wind tunnel lab center available to our engineering students. So students will be able to, when they study, will be able to do labs. They'll be able to do participate in interesting projects at this lab center. And at the same time, once they graduated from the university, they will be able to get employed. Some of the students will be able to get employed at this lab center if they want to stay at the school. So this is a video I'd like to show, but I think it's too long and I don't think it's playing. So you know what? Let's move on to the next page. Oh yes, it's playing, but it doesn't have the sound. So it loses its effect. Health and science medicine. The pretty unique thing about our health science medicine department is a lot of the programs that aren't available to the general international population is available here. For example, nursing. We're probably the only one that still hires nursing international students for nursing program in the GTA area. And we also do offer kinesiology, psychology, pharmaceutical chemistry. That's also another one. And forensic science. Forensic science, there are only 2 programs in Canada that receives recognition from both Canada and the US, and we're one of it. The other school doesn't recruit international students, so pretty much we're the only one left. So we have a lot of these science or health science related programs that are available to international students, but usually they're not, you can't really find them on the market. So for anyone, who is interested, there's a lot for you to choose. So next page. Science. So there's more. So if you're interested in science, there's marine biology, there's nanotechnology, there's health science, there's human science, there's chemistry, yada yada, all that fun kind of programs. So for anyone who's interested in the science department, depending on the program you're choosing, we'll probably be needing one of the science programs. So if you're doing physics, we will require physics. If you're doing chemistry, we will require chemistry. If you're doing like life science or biology, we definitely do require high school biology credit. So if you don't have that, there's a way to make up for it. For the science department, we will be needing at least one of the science credits from your high school. So next page. Social sciences. There are a lot more. Some of my best friends are doing criminologies and forensic psychologies. So the reason why they choose forensic psychology is that because they don't want to do anatomy, they don't want to deal with bodies. So they would prefer, to study why people are doing the things they do instead of looking or researching at a dead body all the day. So we also do have forensic psychology. We have developmental psychology science, if that's something you guys are interested. So there are a lot more interesting things offered at Ontario Tech, whether it's business related or science related, or engineering or computer related. There are a lot more. And you can also do double major. So this option will give you to explore 2 programs equally, including a 4-year double major in legal studies and political science. So if you have the resources and you have the time and energy to manage that, you're more than welcome to choose a double major from this category. So education. So for people who are interested in becoming teachers in Canada or Ontario specifically, you're supposed to finish your first degree and then come to apply to your second degree. So this education program, it's still an undergraduate program, and it's about 16 months long, but it's not available if you're fresh out of high school. So you have to finish one of the university degrees first and then apply to the second one. but this is the only pathway to become teachers in Ontario. So to be teachers, to teach them either at a kindergarten level or junior level or high school level. This is the only career pathway for students. So if that's something people are interested, we can chat about it later. Next, experiential learning. So as I've mentioned, we're strongly encourage our students to do some type of experiential learning while they study at Ontario Tech, because you've got 4 years, right? You've got 4 summer. We recommend all of our students to pick whatever that is interested to them or available to them in these 4 years. For example, for engineering students, I would definitely recommend co-op, because for every summer, you can go out to the job field, get a feel like what is required or what it's like in the real job force, and while getting paid and learning some experience and coming back to us in the next fall to continue your studies. This is actually a very good way to learn about process and to learn about what you've done at the school, right? About technology, about job force, what programs they use, and about how people would, work on a professional side of things. So that really, I remember when I did my first co-op, it was really a eye-opening experience. So a lot of things was completely different from school, even though I thought schoolwork was already hard enough, but the real job force is even more harsh, and everything, is fast speed. So I was very thankful for my co-op experience that I was able to learn this before I finished my entire study and start looking for jobs in my last year. So that was a very good experience I could take away as an international student. But at the same time, the social science and humanities students, they're probably not interested in co-op, right? They're more about research or independent study or undergraduate thesis study. So as I mentioned, because of the fundings we received with the government, we will have the resources to help with these students. So for example, if you want to work in an NGO to help out disability children, with some learning tools, that's one of the possibilities you can do with our social science and humanity programs. And for example, if you are a business program student, so really depending on which company you would like to work or you would like to get involved, we would recommend, multiple experiential learning courses. It could be capstone. So capstone is you take on a project from one of the companies and you work on it throughout your entire academic school year. And at the end of it, you present your results to this company. So capstone is one way to work to gain experience for our business students. And there's also other ways like internships or co-ops to do that. So to conclude, highly recommend our experiential learning programs. I think all international students should at least try it once while they're studying in Canada. So next. And next. So about English proficiency, if you are a 101 student, depending on the program you would like to get involved to, normally we would recommend 101 students to submit their applications probably now-ish, and they will receive a decision from us probably by the spring. So depending on the program, it could be we could give you a result in 2 weeks, or it could give you results in 1 week, or sometimes it takes 3 weeks. So it really depends on the if you want to start with us in the fall, or if you like to start with us in the winter. But for all international students, we have the English proficiency requirements, which is IELTS. Next page, please. So I'm quite confident with all of the Hong Kong students I've encountered with. So normally IELTS 6.5 with no band under 6 is our direct entry requirement. If you're a little bit lower than that, that's okay. We do have the ELC, which is the in-house English program, academic program that can help you improve. But normally, Hong Kong students will do excellent in their IELTS, and they always present like at least a 6.0 IELTS score to me. So I'm not quite concerned about it. Next page. So, but if you do need the little extra kick from us, this is the ELC Center. We offer multiple intakes, so it's quite flexible and friendly to international students. And we also do activities, field trips, for anyone who hasn't lived in Canada for their entire life. I would recommend, if you have the time, if you have the resources, please join us for at least one semester in the summer, just to figure out what people are talking about, right? Just to understand this is how people are doing things, this is how people are taking courses, and this is the lifestyle of Canada. So sometimes if you start right at September, with new living situation, with new housing situation, with new friends and program and all of that, it gets very overwhelmed. But if you do have a little bit time to come 7 weeks before or 8 weeks before to have a better transition to university life, and that's something I would highly recommend if you have the time and the resources. So next page is tuition. Compared to the other universities in the GTA area, we're quite affordable. We're not super expensive. So even for engineering programs, it will only charge like 40,000 Canadian dollars. And for social science, for computers, around 30 something Canadian dollars. With living on residence, meal plan, and your international student insurance, with everything inclusive, you're probably looking at 43,000 to 60,000 a year, Canadian dollars, in terms of the living cost, everything all inclusive. Next page. So scholarships. Until this year, our International Merit Award scholarship is only 4,000, but starting from 2024, it's bumped up to 10,000. What it means that it's a scholarship that automatically award to the top applicants. It says top 5 applicants with the highest academic grade point average. But this year, I sent out like 11 emails to congratulate students, winning this award. So it really depending on the application pool, like the number of people, but we usually reward our top applicants. And this year the reward will be 10,000. And once you're involved into the program, you could apply for the in-course scholarship, or you could apply for the Global Leadership Award, which is our, the biggest and fattest scholarship offered at school. So this is an international students, studying outside of Canada, who have demonstrated strong academic and leadership abilities. You'll be able to win this award for 30,000 Canadian dollars a year, and it'll continue to go on for 4 years. And for students who are involved with the English Language Center, English Language Center program, we also have 1,000 Canadian dollars offered to award people, who have successfully completed the ELC program and have successfully entered the undergraduate program at the university level. So this is also another scholarship available to international students. Next page. Another benefit about living in Oshawa is, like I said, it's not just because the tuition is affordable. Housing options are also cheaper compared to downtown Toronto or York regions. So normally students, first-year students, we will recommend them to stay in residence, and usually it's guaranteed for them if they apply before June the 3rd. So we have different options for them. It could be in our South Village, where you have your own bedroom and share a kitchen, a small living area with another roommate, or you could consider our central hall and south hall style suite, where you share the entire space just with another roommate, and you'll have the bathroom as a private place, of course, but everything else is shared. So depending on the housing options you choose, the prices varies. But normally, if you compare to a downtown university, it's rarely you could get this price for entire school year. Usually downtowns are very expensive, and we have all of our appliances very up to date. It's quite new. You have the furniture, you have Wi-Fi, so it's pretty convenient, especially in the winter. Next page. We also have many clubs and societies, to suit any interests. So it could be anything. It could be esports, it could be K-pop, it could be, women in engineering. So a lot of fun activities here at Ontario Tech. Next page. So this is probably the end of my presentation. And if anyone has any question about the program, please let me know. I know I've shared a lot during the presentation. Probably it's hard to capture everything. So if you have a question, please let me know. Now is the time.
係啦，如果有家長有問題嘅話，都可以喺 Q&A 嗰度咧就問一問啦，咁我哋都會答返你嘅。
Anyone? Anyone would like to know about movie production or the tax benefits of getting involved in the game industry or movie industry, anything like that? Oh, I think I see one question. The IELTS requirement. Okay, so may I know the IELTS requirements? If I can't meet before the deadline, will it affect my offer? No, it won't affect your offer. If you're applying to us, the IELTS requirement is 6.5, no band under 6. So that's for direct entry. If you cannot meet the requirements, we have the EAP program offered. So depending on your IELTS, you could be needing like 7 weeks of EAP or 14 weeks of EAP or 35 weeks of EAP. So it really depends on your IELTS, but it won't affect your offer. It'll just delay it to defer it to the next intake. So it could be, from fall to January or January to the next fall. Any other questions? Oh, there's another one. So the earliest deadline the offer be received, I complete my OSSD around December this year. Yeah. You could actually start applying now and receive a conditional offer from us. And once you have submitted all of the final documents, you will receive the final offer from us. But normally international students will be able to, do all of the visa applications and do everything just with the conditional offer. So I would recommend now, because the fall recruitment season has pretty much, we're already halfway through there. So I would recommend to start applying now. And usually, depending on the program, if the files are pretty complete, you will receive a confirmation email from us within days. So they will let you know, thank you very much for applying. Your application package has been completed. We'll give you a decision probably in a week, or they'll let you know, oh, this is and that is missing from the documents. Please submit it, so we can make a decision on it. So it really depending on the program, but we're usually the turnarounds are getting much faster compared to before. Any other questions? Sorry, could we go back to the page where it says English requirements, the tests and score? Yeah, go back. So let's just sit on that page so people will have, the next one, not English language proficiency. Yeah, this one. So if, it could be, you can do IELTS, you can do Duolingo, you can do TOEFL. We're pretty flexible on that. Sorry, should I click? I've already done it. So I've already done those 2 questions. Any other questions? Oh, 2 more. Oh, any interview needed? Not quite at the undergraduate level. No, we don't require. I'm studying DSE. May I know what's the average mark? That's 6. I have to go out what I offer. So if you're doing DSE, depending on the programs you're applying to, sometimes an average of 3, sometimes an average of 4. If you're doing like nursing programs, so it usually it's around 3 and 4. Co-op internship is counted as credit or non-credit. So once again, depending on the program, what do you mean by credit? So if you're applying to a program that has co-op component in it, you will have to complete the co-op semester in order to receive the credit. Am I making sense here? So if you're not applying to one of these programs, it will be optional to you. You could do it, you can, choose not to do it or do some other type of studies, but it depends on the program you're applying to. If you're doing a co-op program, yes, you have to take it to receive the credit. How many international students and local? Oh, I like that question. That's something I forgot to mention. So at GTA, let me give you a general idea of what the situation is like at the other universities. So for example, for the downtown big name University of Toronto, the Chinese population, you're looking at like 30,000. And at, York region, there's one university business, very famous for their business programs. The Chinese students population is probably around 5,000. But here at Ontario Tech, the total student body is like 13,000 because we're a young university. The Chinese ratio is like 200, less than 200. So it's very good environment for international students, although you do see a lot of Asian faces on campus. But once you start talking to them, they're probably 3rd or 2nd generation or 3rd generation of immigrants. So their first language is already set to English. So, in terms of environment and the overall international experience is very good for international students because you feel like you're studying in a North American university. So the ratio is very good. Less than 200 Chinese speaking students among 13,000, like the overall school body. I am average mark native. May I know this without may I know any scholarship I can apply without entry scholarship? Sorry, I'm not understanding the question. So if before you enter the university, the big scholarship we offered is the entry scholarship, which is the 10,000 Canadian dollars scholarship. So if you have it, if you have an overall like average mark 95, the chances are you will get it from us. And so you will know the results as soon as you've received an offer from us. We'll probably put you into the database and start running, and you will receive a decision, like a scholarship decision from us after that. So yeah, 95. Wow, must be a very good student. So please consider Ontario Tech because we have a 10,000 Canadian dollar scholarship to offer. Oh, another question. Oh, yes, I think I've answered this one. Any other questions? Oh, I like all of your questions. May I know if the student proportion from different countries? Oh, the proportion. So the majority, the top one would definitely be India. This is the thing with every single Canadian universities right now. So our top country would be India, China. China is probably ranked number 5. And we have South Americans, Latino, and we have students from Africa. Africa is also a big one. And we're Vietnamese. Yeah, so probably those countries. But overall, we have 75 different countries, students from different countries studying at Ontario Tech. And so you will have interesting encounters with many different people from different places. Yeah. It's still considered a pretty good ratio in terms of domestic students versus international students in the GTA area, because everywhere else, they'll definitely have more than what we have. Okay. Any other questions? What is the ratio of teacher to student in class? So depending on the classes you take, because you're allowed to select different courses in the program. Our largest stadium classroom has 192. That's our biggest class size, and usually we use that classroom for some special occasions, not day-to-day teaching purposes. So I would say 30 to 40 for a regular class size, because if you have YouTube, you can check out any videos online. You can see the class size are pretty small the classroom size are pretty small at Ontario Tech, which means you will have less students, and which also means you will have more interaction, more possibilities to interact with the professors. So that's a bonus point. Is there any support for the first year international students? Oh, we have a lot of support, depending on what support you'll be needing. For example, writing support, mathematics support, so that's more on the academic side, or will you be needing just transitioning through into your first year? We have loads of that on the international student side versus just the first year students. We have orientations, we have study groups, even at the residence, we have different study groups, programs that you could be part of it. So where you can, a couple of you guys can team up at certain hours during the day just to study, to help each other. It could be one of your classmates, it could be someone from the program, but on a senior year level. So yeah, we have loads of that for international students, because usually the first years are the most difficult. People are always stressed about everything. I remember my first year, I was always stressed. So luckily the school provides a lot of help and support for our students. And sometimes, student, you just need to call out, you just need to let us know this is what you need, because given the Asian culture, most of the time we just kind of take everything in and try to digest it ourselves. But normally we would recommend our students to speak up, to make friends, to join clubs, to get involved with something, so you have someone in your life who can help you through this difficult transition. And that's also one thing about being at a smaller size university, because at the, you probably all understand where this is coming from. Living in a big city, you're nobody, right? Everybody's doing something on their own. They're probably not interested or don't want to be involved in other people's business. But at a smaller size university, you have the community. You're always connected with people, and people are very friendly, and you will receive help and probably provide help when the time is right. So that's another thing I like about the smaller size universities, because I feel like I am part of something. I'm not a stranger, coming to this strange place to do whatever things, but I am a part of a community where people care about me, where we can do things together, and where we can create beautiful memories together. So that's one thing. Are there any exchange programs with the university outside of Canada? Yes, we do. Depending on, once again, depending on the program, I feel like a broken record, but depending on the program, depending on what your interests are, but we do have, I think we have partnerships with 50 some different universities outside of Canada. Some are in the Caribbean, some are in the States, some in Australia. So it's really up to you of what you want to get involved. But yes, we do. Sorry. The short answer is yes, we do offer exchange programs at Ontario Tech. Usually, I think for our social sciences students, because I've heard they've done some really interesting things in South America. So yeah. There are 3 compulsory semesters and 1 optional summer semester. Can we take the summer courses in other universities as a research, internship, job? So starting from the second year, usually that's where your experiential learning program starts. It could be, co-op, it could be internship, it could be capstone. So that usually starts from the second year. So as soon as you finish your academic study, the second semester, you will be able to start doing things. If you want to get involved with other universities for summer courses, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. But do you want to receive credits from the other universities, or is there a special purpose that you would like to do that? I'm not quite sure. But we usually recommend our students to do either internship or co-op during this time. So yeah, it'll be available in campus during summer. Summer jobs are limited because not many students are on campus during the summer. So the cafeteria would probably need help, and the bookstore probably need help, but they're not. The jobs will be limited because there are not many people on campus during summer. But I hire students every year to help me manage social media platforms. So all of the Chinese social media platforms, the content creating, I hire my own co-op students every summer. So if you're interested, come and find me when you come to Ontario Tech. And maybe you can, work for me for one of the summer. But usually on campus, very limited. But outside of campus, a lot of job options or co-op internship options, because many people will be either taking their summer off or away during summer. So summertime is usually very slow for Canada because a lot of people are on vacation. So that's why every company would hire people during summertime for a little extra help. And so yeah, outside of campus, yes, plenty. Or come work for me. Let me count how many students I've worked with. I've worked with 3 co-op students until now. So every year I hire one during summertime. So, if you're good with social medias and that's something that interests you, so please come and find me. Hi Yo-Yo, sorry I forgot. I didn't leave my contact information on the PowerPoint. Is there something we can share with the students, or they can contact you for any other follow-up questions they might have?
Okay. Do you have your email address in the PowerPoint?
I don't believe so. I don't
Okay.
think so.
So
Yeah, no.
okay, so maybe I will ask the parents to ask me, and then I will go to ask you. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I do have it. It's on the thank you for your time page. So if you want to leave that page, if anyone has any other questions, they want to get in contact with me, go to the end. Yeah, it's at the end where it says thank you for your time. Yes, perfect. It's my email. So anyone, any follow-up questions that we couldn't answer during this session time, please email me. Oh yeah, I have another question. Thank you, Annie. Yeah. No, I'm actually on China time zone, so that works. Once I'm back in Canada, there'll be 13-hour difference between us.
Okay, thank you so much. 如果家長之後有任何問題啦，都可以 WhatsApp 翻我啦，咁我都會問翻阿安寧啦，咁之後就覆翻大家嘅。咁 thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for organizing this, and thank you everyone for a lovely afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I think that's it for our talk today. Thank you guys for joining our webinar. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Everyone have a good day.